Good morning to everybody online and right here in front of us. How is everybody? Happy Easter. Happy Easter. Nice to see everybody. We are going to be doing something different. I know the group
Several
has
different
things, yeah. The group has been working on this for a few weeks now. We're going to sign You Say by Lauren Daigle. And I'm telling the people online that we went on earlier and told them this too, so that they can queue up the song by Lauren Daigle, Laurendaigle, You Say. And so what's going to happen is we're going to give people a few minutes to, go ahead and do that. And then once we hope they have, then we will get May up here. We will start the song, but we will turn our audio off.
So we don't get in trouble with YouTube police.
And Facebook police, because they would definitely not like us doing that. Even if we had written approval and showed it to them, they don't care.
Yeah, so we're not going to go there.
So it'll be deaf to their ears, but you'll be able to hear, and you'll be able to sign along with May when she does it, if you can remember what to do. Fake it. Fake it. I mean, you say, yeah, it's like,
just follow.
I'm doing great. So. Okay. Also, we have free child passes for the Jordan World Circus in the back. So if you're planning on going to the circus, Tuesday, April 9th, and Wednesday, April 10th, at the Benton Franklin Fairgrounds. Go ahead and grab some tickets and pass them out to people. Have fun. And there you go. You want to talk about these, or just for a second?
So, I've contacted everybody I know that has been on the Divine Fellowship list for having keys. Somebody left their keys at Walgreens in Pasco, and it has Divine Fellowship written on here, and then a house number on here.
Two house keys.
Two house keys. So if you lost your keys, I've tried to contact everybody I knew that was on my list, but so far nobody has claimed them. So tell me if you have lost your keys, and we'll get those to you. Apparently they've been at three or 4 months there at the store.
Before they decide, oh, gee, I wonder if there really is a Divine Fellowship. And they checked, and well, there you go.
So, if it belongs to you, please let me know.
Yes. And we do still have a couple patron saints by the name of John Lennon and George Carlin.
Hey, George and John.
And John said, as usual, there is a great woman behind every idiot. What can I say? We're beside him anyway. So. And George, Cloud 9 gets all the publicity, but Cloud 8 actually is cheaper, less crowded, and has a better view. Who knew? Who knew? So, all right. A man is walking in the desert with his horse and his dog. When the dog says, I can't do this anymore, I need water. The man says, I didn't know dogs could talk. The horse says, me neither.
I think they all had been without water a little too long.
Maybe so. Maybe so. New research, though, does suggest that towels are the leading cause of dry skin.
Wow.
I'm just saying.
So when we get out of the shower, we just run through the house until we hair dry.
Or until somebody starts screaming.
Yeah.
These are little kids, elementary school age. Question: what kind of little girl was your mom? My mom has always been my mom, and none of that other stuff. I don't know, because I wasn't there, but my guess would be pretty bossy. And they say she used to be nice. What did your mom need to know about Dad before she married him? His last name. That's important, I guess. She had to know his background. Like, is he a crook? Does he get drunk on beer?
Need to know these things.
They're important, I guess, yeah. And does he make at least $800 a year? Did he say no to drugs and yes to chores?
Yes to chores, that would be a big one.
Yes to chores, yep. We did that. For every extra kilogram carried on a space flight, it takes 530 kilograms of excess fuel at liftoff. Wow. So, which is why everybody's so concerned about all the weight. If anybody knows the answer to this, I didn't get a chance to look it up because this was 14 years ago that this was printed out. Which how long we've been here, or how long we've been doing this. The letter J does not appear anywhere on the periodic table of elements. And I know the periodic table has added a few elements in the last few years, but off the top, I don't think so on any of them either. Yeah.
Janus is not an element?
No. Yeah.
It may have elemental energy.
Of course.
Of course, not an element. Oh, thank you. I'll take that one on.
On December 12th, 2012, there were 5 Fridays, 5 Saturdays, and 5 Sundays. This apparently happens only once every 823 years. It's called money bags. I don't know. Anywho, okay. We're good.
Google, there is no J on the periodic.
Thank you,
According
Nancy.
to Google, there is no
well, and
J on
who's
the
to, yeah, talk back at Google. So,
Yeah.
all right,
Google knows.
let's do this.
Let's do this.
Okay.
So I'll drop the screen down. Miss May, if you'd come on up
And what are we going to do the screen for?
so that they can see the words.
Okay, gotcha.
Do we want to see the words too?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Okay.
We're just winging this, so
Yeah, winging it.
big surprise. Well, in that case, I will turn the lights off so people can see that, and I guess I will close the door at least for a minute.
This will be here for a reason later. For now, it's here to trip me up. There. So Miss May, let me adjust the camera. There we are. So tell us about the sign that says I believe.
Okay, I believe you use a letter I and come to yourself. So you use your letter I and come to your chest, that's I. Believe is you touch your forehead because you're taking your thoughts and then you bring it down together because you are joining belief. You have accepted. You're taking on your thoughts. It says yes, and you're joining it.
I got this. We got this.
Yeah.
So we'll be thinking of that. Mr. Phil, and let me turn the microphone off here.
Now make sure everybody is signing.
Mr. Phil, I need help.
Can you just unplug it?
Well, that'd be too easy. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Go for it.
Okay.
I'll turn these. Uh-oh. It's not going.
Your battery's good.
Here, you weren't holding your mouth, right? Next time it doesn't work, just they work every time.
Not for me. Okay, try not to trip and fall. You unplug that back in.
Yep.
Is it working?
Don't know. I was going to have Nancy just should be hopefully back up.
Yeah, you got it.
Cool. All right. We've never tried something quite like that before, so yeah, just nice to know. Oops, sorry.
Notices.
No, resume.
I know.
Live video blocked? What?
I can't tell you.
It shouldn't be, because they should have heard nothing. Nothing. Actress Sharon Stone's first role in a feature film was a cameo in Woody Allen's 1980 comedy Stardust Memories. She is credited only as the pretty girl on the train.
Those are nice credits.
Yeah. Convictions are more dangerous foes of truth than lies. Nietzsche. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however, improbable, must be the truth. Does anybody know who did that?
Sherlock Holmes.
Well, correct. But Arthur Conan Doyle. Yes, correct. Wow.
I know stuff. Totally worthless, useless stuff.
Belief in truth begins with doubting all that has hitherto been believed to be true. Nietzsche, again.
Boy, Nietzsche.
Nietzsche. Half a loaf is better than none. It is indeed. Brevity is the soul of wit. So,
Enough said.
oh, give us the man who sings at his work.
Yeah, there you go.
If you have built castles in the air, your work need not be lost. There is where they should be. Now put foundations under them.
Ooh, I like that.
Every man is a volume if you know how to read them.
True.
Hey, and as a bonus for this being Easter, no fruitcake information.
You turn the corner, folks.
For those of you who don't know, we did 50 ways to recycle fruitcake. Yeah, obviously we did one a week for almost the last year, so everyone's quite had enough of it, and I understand why.
We're full of fruitcake.
I know.
You're just full of fruitcake.
I know. Okay. What's Beethoven's favorite fruit? Banana. Why did the pop star get arrested? She got in trouble. Well, of course these were awful. What were you expecting? What songs do vampires hate?
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. Happy when skies are gray. Thank you. We could go on and on, but that would be cruel. Oh, sorry, we might go to
What do you call a musical pickle? A piccolo. What's big and gray with horns? An elephant marching band.
with horns. Is that what that says?
Marching band.
Oh, horns.
Horns. I'm done. Yay!
Horns?
And the crowd went wild. I'm done.
Yeah. That's one word for it.
Yep.
Are you leaving me?
I am. Can I?
All right, yeah, please.
Okay. Do you need me for anything?
I can't think of a thing.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
And thanks for no more Baldwin. So, it's Easter. Happy Easter, everyone. So I have to tell you, I get triggered. It's Easter. I get triggered. I always really enjoyed it when Christopher did Easter for us, because then I could sit and I knew he wasn't going to trigger me because his was always love and joy. But preparing for Easter, what, am I doing wrong?
No, I'm going to take the cross.
Oh, you're going to do it now?
Sure, why not?
Because I was talking?
Yeah, I know.
So I'm triggered about that. No. Phil's got to do what Phil's got to do. I got to let him do it. So, as some of you know, I have post-traumatic church syndrome. And many of you here have post-traumatic church syndrome. How many people would say they have post-traumatic church syndrome? Well, that's a goodly number. So you probably feel the same way that I do, in that Easter really fires you up, triggers you. Because when I was growing up, the church I attended then was all about guilt and shame. And I tell you, I am shocked that I still have faith to this day. Because that was brutal. That was brutal. So I'm being triggered right now, so I have to back up a minute. But the beauty of it all is that my faith carried me until my belief could get locked in. So what's the difference between faith and belief? I had to look it up. Faith is complete trust or confidence in something or someone. I had complete trust and confidence in Jesus. The religious stuff, I had no confidence in that. I had been devastated by that. So I had to toss that out. But Jesus was always the one that was there. And belief is acceptance of something as true, and it's freedom from doubt. So my faith and my belief locked and loaded, like the I believe, locked and loaded. I'll get that later. So I have faith. So as I was praying about today, being able to bring to you a message today from my heart, and from the truth of it, and from this faith and this belief, I had to pray hard. I had to pray hard because this was really, it was hard. It's really hard. It's still hard. I apologize, but I'm not sorry. So Jesus brought to me a memory, something I hadn't thought of for years. A memory out of the blue. And let me say, this is the weirdest dang memory ever, but there you go. See, she agrees. So what I remembered was going to Disneyland and having my first migraine as a 10-year-old and throwing up and having to lay down on the bench with my mama. The rest of the kids were playing. You know, I didn't even care. I was in so much pain I didn't care. And the Disneyland maintenance crew was walking around, and they came and said, well, we have a nurse's station. Let's take her to the nurse's station. And so my mom said, oh, no, she's fine. She said, no, we'll take her to the nurse's station. She should be in the shade because it was hot. And I didn't care. So Mom picked me up and started carrying me, and this man said, well, let me carry her. She's, you don't need to be carried. I'm strong. So I didn't want a stranger picking me up. I'd cry again. But he picked me up and he carried me. And I could carry here's tools jingling in his pockets. And I felt compassion, kindness. This person expected nothing of me. I was not looked down on because I wasn't feeling well. He just cared and wanted to take me to get help. And Jesus said to me, that. Take that to them. Bring that to them. Because that's what he wants us to have. That's what he wants us to know. John 10:10. Right after I blow. You may cry at Divine Fellowship, but it won't be because you feel guilt. The thief comes only to steal and kill and destroy. I came that you might have life, and you might have it abundantly. How cool is that? We get to live, and we get to live this beautiful, free life. Is that amazing or what? Yay! Glory, glory! Woo-hoo! And 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 24, and he himself, meaning Jesus, bore our sins in his body on the cross, that we might die to sin and live to righteousness, for by his wounds you were healed. By his wounds you were healed. By his wounds I was healed. Not to dump guilt on me, but to give me a free, abundant, healed life. How cool is that? Where's the guilt in that? Nowhere. If somebody's trying to cram guilt down your throat, run. Because that's not what Jesus is about. That's not what it's about at all. It's about having an abundant life, free and whole and blessed. We all need that, do we not? We get to reclaim our spiritual innocence. I was an innocent child who was not feeling well and got to be carried. You get to be an innocent adult and you get to be carried. No shame, no blame, no hurt, no pain. You get to be supported. You get to be loved. Can we allow ourselves to be loved? Sometimes that's hard, isn't it? Sometimes it's easier to put up walls and resistance. But we're being asked to allow divine source, Jesus, the embodiment of love, to love us. Can we do that? Can we let ourselves do that? Sometimes we can and sometimes we can't, because we're kind of stuck. We get stuck. Am I the only one that gets stuck? Get stuck in our stuff? When we walk a sacred path, we're not walking alone. We're walking next to Jesus. He's walking next to us. And in that space, we're blessed. We're blessed. A few years ago, also then I was guided to a process that we had done here at church one time. And it was, we took the 23rd Psalms and we rewrote it. Because in the Old Testament, the 23rd Psalm is like, the Lord is my shepherd. Y'all remember that one. Some of us even had to memorize that. Rememorize that? But the thing is, we don't have sheep and shepherds around. So it's not something that we can remember or grasp effortlessly. Because back in those days, it was just a common thing. I remember growing up here in the Tri-Cities, maybe somebody else remembers this too, that they would have sheep. We would go on our way through Benton City and we'd go to Yakima to go visit grandparents and family. And we'd have to wait for these big, huge herds of sheep to get across the road. Anybody else remember that? Yeah, Mary does. Yeah. And so that was the closest thing I ever came to a sheep. I had a cousin whose family had sheep. They were the black-faced sheep. They were really cute. I'd go out and visit with them, talk to them. They had weird eyes. The pupils go up and down instead of broken. It's very, very weird. But they were very sweet little things. So anyway, we rewrote the 23rd Psalm so it fit for us. Because we need to have that presence in our lives in a way we can understand. So how can you understand that presence? Because shepherd doesn't fit for me. I don't get it. Okay, sheep and shepherd. Okay, yeah, whatever. So here's a couple of ones that were written. Let me get them work here. This one was written by Nancy. Nancy wrote this one. The Lord is my coach. She has helped me hone my skills. She encourages me in drills and provides me with nourishment. She calms my nervousness and helps me restore my confidence for the game of life. And when I'm off my game, she is still heartened with my skills. Her words and actions are cherished, and she provides the game plan to beat our adversaries. Or you provide the game plan to beat our adversaries. You inspire me to play my game. My confidence is over the moon. The wisdom and lessons you provided me have become the lessons of my life. I will cherish you indefinitely. Isn't that awesome? You can feel the truth of that, can't you? You can feel that's her connection. This one was written by Susan Hussack. The Lord is my Father. I shall live in abundance. Refreshed by feeling nature all around me, thus my soul is healed and I'm guided on my path because he cherishes me. Even though the trials of life discourages me, I fear not, for he's with me. He holds me and protects me and keeps me safe. I remain secure even in the presence of my enemies, for I'm one with God and possibilities are limitless. My life is filled with prosperity. Flourishing prosperity will follow me the rest of my days, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. So I wrote two. I'm not an overachiever at all. So, the first one. Lord is my pack leader. I know about dogs. I have a dog. They're just different. The Lord is my pack leader. I'm not going to go hungry. I feel safe. I feel peaceful. He renews my enthusiasm and my optimism. He shows me the way. You know, we have the followers of the way. Even when I'm fearful and stressed out, my concerns dissipate because I feel your presence beside me. Your power and your strength bring me ease and well-being. Even when others don't like me or even oppose me, you've got this. You guide me to safety and prosperity. You awaken awareness within me by your gentle touch. I am blessed beyond measure. I know beyond a shadow of a doubt that with you, it's all good, and I will sense your compassion every day of my life. And home is with you every day of this life and the next. Then I did one master teacher. This one I'm going to read the regular songs and then my translation side by side, so you can do side by side. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. The Lord is my master teacher. I live in abundance. He makes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me into great halls of learning and wisdom. He shows me the way. He leads me beside still waters. I drink from the fountain of peace. He restores my soul. He restores my enthusiasm for learning and for teaching. He guides me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. He walks with me on the sacred path. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, even when I don't understand or I lose sight of the goal, I fear no evil, for thou art with me. I'm unafraid because he is right here. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. His words and his teachings bless me. Thou dost prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. He brings me refreshing new insights, even in the presence of those who don't want to learn. Thou hast anointed my head with oil. He touches my mind and my awareness with grace. My cup overflows. He blesses me with more than I can ever understand or know. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. With certainty, I know the wisdom and abundant love flow towards me always. And I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. And he makes his home in my heart. My heart is his home. So what would you choose? Would you want to hit the Lord to be your master builder or designer, music director, orchestra conductor, tour guide, head librarian, lead coach, life coach, playwright, or director, songwriter? Can you see where this is going? This could be fun. Chief of medicine, doctor, medicine man, captain of the ship, or admiral of the fleet, a landscape artist. Ooh, there's some good ones in that one, don't you think? Master chef. That'd be a good one. Master jeweler, a lead technician, a lead engineer, or whatever. In a few minutes, I'm going to have hand out a format for you to create your own Psalms 23. Make it your own, your personalization. Because otherwise it's worthless, isn't it? If we don't take it on, we're leaving it behind. And now I want us to really, really think, what's blocking you from doing that? We have blocks. Is it fear? Is it regret? Is it all that shame got heaped on us that we think we're not good enough? What's holding you back? Is it a current circumstance that's kind of a challenge for you, that's kind of in your head and in your face? What's holding you back? You were all given a little note card. Write that down. Write that down. And if you can't think of anything, I'm going to do a guided meditation now. And maybe something more will come to you then. Maybe nothing's holding you back. Glory, glory. Wouldn't that be wonderful? So, Mr. Phil, if you would dim the lights, I think we're finished writing. Bring your awareness into your heart space. Your heart space. This is where the kingdom of heaven dwells. Your heart space. And there may be some things that are heavy on your heart. And we can let those go. Sometimes they're a challenge to let go. But let's walk through a process that will help you let go. There are energy portals at the bottoms of your feet, and if you're mindful of them and aware of them, those energy portals will open. And this is like a two-way street. You can release things and then receive grounded energy. The more you let go, the more grounded you become. But let's help this process even more. Bring your attention to the top of your head. There's an energy portal there. And this energy portal connects us to divine. It's always open. We're always connected. With our attention, this will expand. This will open. And even more connectedness will happen. And this beautiful living light of love will flow into you through the top of your head. And it will touch your mind. All those fears and doubts and worries and challenges will be dissipated, pushed out of the way by this living light of love. And as those things are pushed out of the way, they're heavy, so they're just going to fall out the bottoms of your feet. It feels good to let them go. Let go. Let go. Let more and more of this living light of love flowing into your eyes, into your third eye, your discernment centers above the eyebrows, the occipital lobes. This is all part of this perception process. how we perceive our world, how we perceive ourselves in the world, how we perceive God's love. And let this living light of love touch that so we can perceive it even more clearly. Letting more and more of this living light of love touch your mouth, touch your ears, touch your throat. This is our truth circuit. And we will be clear and be able to see and speak our own truth with grace. And maybe somebody else's truth isn't in alignment with ours. We can just allow it to be. We don't have to fix them or change them. That's God's job. But we can be in our truth. And we can know the truth that we are loved. That Jesus delights in us. God loves us. Divine source wants us to be happy and abundant. Have this abundant life. Letting more and more of this living light of love touch our shoulders, down into our hands. Letting go of stress. Let it go. It'll all fall out the bottoms of your feet. Letting more and more of this living light of love touching the heart space. And from the heart space there, let it go everywhere. Into every organ, every system, every tissue, every fiber, every cell. Down into your DNA. And as you see more and more of this light flowing through you, let it flow out through the bottoms of your feet and anchoring it into this physical realm. This physical realm really could use some love and light at this time. It's beautiful to be an anchor of this hope. And now draw that grounded energy back into your heart space and feel your heart relax and open even further. And now allow yourself to find your way to an old pathway in ancient Jerusalem. And as you're walking on this path, Jesus is walking with you. Not as a judge, but as a friend. Not as an adversary, but someone here to help you, to support, to encourage, to guide. Maybe you have a question to ask of him. Maybe simply you just want to be in his presence. It's joyful. It's blessed. It's abundant. It's clear. And receiving the grace and the beauty of his presence, you feel yourself, your spiritual self, awaken on a higher level than ever before. You feel tuned in, connected in. You feel blessed and filled with grace. And anything that may or may have not been a struggle for you in the past, you see that you're not alone. And you feel that whatever steps you take from here on is your sacred path. And you have help. You have blessings. You have guidance. So thanking Jesus for his presence here. Taking with you the sense of this love, this delight, this compassion. Allow yourself to find your way back into this time and space, back into the here and now. Feeling abundant, feeling blessed. When you feel ready, open your eyes. And now I'm going to invite you. Phil and I want to invite you. Phil and I both have a heart for this. Whatever you've written on your piece of paper that might have been blocking you from really feeling the love and abundance in your life, you're welcome to come up and stick it on the cross. Or if you're so inclined, you can wrap it around the dream catcher. Dream catchers are all about collecting the nightmares. So at your convenience, come on up. Mr. Phil, if you turn the light on, that would be really helpful. And when you do, just let go. If your sticky falls off, it's been taken care of. No worries. It's all good. Lynn, did you bring me a communion? I somehow have lost mine. Yes. I had one. Those of you at home symbolically do this. Overtures can just get removed. Oh, somebody's already released theirs. Love it. I didn't know if everyone was doing that. Thank you. I appreciate that. And could I get a volunteer, someone who would be willing to collect these after church and burn them? Thank you. Appreciate that. All for your participation in that. Mr. Phil, if you join us up front, please, sir.
Janice, can I tell you what I envisioned during our...
If you could do it with a microphone.
Oh my goodness.
Jim.
That's probably one of the most beautiful meditations I've experienced.
That's saying something.
I know.
How many years have we? Yeah, a while.
I was on a cobblestone path, and Jesus had his arm around me as we were walking. And we got to the end of the path, and he turned me toward him, and there was so much love and compassion in his eyes that I still got chills over it.
Wonderful. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Anyone else want to share there? Yeah, right next to you.
It wasn't so much during the meditation as we were beginning, and we were drawing light through the portal. What came to me was a great bear, like a grizzly, out in the grassy areas with the sun shining in it, so it sort of had that golden hue over its being.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just sort of there and staring at me.
Wow.
And it kind of stayed there the whole time. So, right above my head. In a golden circle.
So you have a new spirit animal.
Pretty.
And this grizzly bears, you don't mess with them. So you're protected. Your energy is protected. You are protected. And this golden light is this golden light of heaven. How beautiful. Very sweet. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Anybody else have any?
I just want to say I agree with Lynn with that meditation, Dennis. It was from your heart,
Yes.
and it was really rang with me also, and it enlightened me. And to fill out the sticky back, I go, this isn't a question, it's more like, where am I going with it? So
Where are you going? That's the next question. Good for you.
I took it because I have the faith to take a step forward. So
Beautiful.
That's how I responded.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Anybody else? Over here. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I must have missed that part where you get something. I was so busy just talking to Jesus. We were standing on the path where he carried the cross down before he died. And I was standing there. You were watching him carry the cross again. And my question for you was, why did you let them do this to you? and just sat with it for a bit, and then the message that came to me was, greater love hath no man that he would lay down his life without a friend. And he showed me that he saw the people who killed him as his friends.
Yeah.
And I thought, wow, the love your, I mean,
Yeah.
but
Father, forgive them. They don't know what they do. Yeah. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So let's do communion, shall we? We have little, what? I didn't hear you.
what do I do with mine for?
In a minute, Phil will come get it.
Just throw it, I'll catch it.
No. You can push the button so it goes red and then it's off. All right. So communion. This is our opportunity to remember. Not remember the pain and suffering, but remember the gift of the blessing so that we can let it go. We can let it go. We are free. We're free. Join me in prayer, would you please? Loving Spirit of light, thank you for this gift of freedom. Help us to reclaim it every day, as often as necessary. Thank you. In the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen. Singing babies is not much better, nothing better in the world.
Much.
Join us in prayer again, please. Loving Spirit of light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life, all of it, and drink it in with love, and drink it in with hope, and with grace. Walk with us in all things. These things we pray in the name of Jesus, the Ascended One. Amen.
Amen.
And now I have a handout for you, if people would be willing to do that. And Mr. Phil, did we do the community the contribution? We didn't do that. I got ahead of myself. Okay. So we'll do that. Do you need a volunteer, or are you going to do it?
No, we're going to volunteer.
Anyone want to volunteer to do the contribution? You just keep walking out of
Come on,
camera.
it's Easter, somebody take a chance.
I'll do this one. Lynn's going to do it. Lynn's going to do it.
You know, William had a great idea. Maybe there's a jelly bean in here.
All the jelly beans will be delivered. Do you want to just need the microphone?
I don't think I need one. One of my favorite Easter songs, and it really resonates with the service today, is the one that Dolly Parton sings, He's Alive. That one gives me goosebumps every time I hear it, and I definitely listen to it today of all days. So if you can give from your heart, that's perfect. If all you have are blessings, we love that too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we have, as that's going around, come here and bring one to show.
Huh?
So Mary Lou created these. Jelly bean prayer. So red is for the blood he gave, green is for the grass he made, yellow is for the sun so bright, orange is for the edge of night. Black is for the sins we made, white is for the grace he gave, purple is for the hour of sorrow, and pink is for a new tomorrow. A bag full of jelly beans, colorful and sweet, is a prayer, a promise, is an Easter treat. So this is from Mary Lou. Thank you, Mary Lou. And then if you want to do...
Yep.
Along with that,
More stuff.
as if we didn't have enough sugar in the world. Let me show you what Phil's doing. You can get the bag open. Just don't use your teeth. Does anybody have a knife? Who's got a knife on them?
Fingers don't work as well as
Scissors.
they used to.
There you go. Was that Cindy's knife?
No, I have.
It was William's. Anyway, so everybody gets a candy egg. I know you don't have any candy at home, so we have to make sure you get a bunch here. All right. So let's do an energy circuit for the folks online, and then we'll do our energy circle here. I just want to thank everyone for being here, and thank you for putting up with my emotional trauma. Getting through that, thank you. You were blessed. You're such a blessing to my soul. Thank you. So rub your hands together really, really, really fast. You may have to put your candy down. You're still connected to that beautiful flow of love from Divine Source. Bring that into your heart space, from your heart into your left hand, from your left hand to your right hand, back to your heart. And this creates an energetic circuit. And so as that circuit is complete, then energy builds between your hands. This is not your energy. This is divine energy. This is that loving compassion, that gentle caring for us. Feel that energy build. Bring that into your heart space. Have a great week. Walk your sacred path. You're not alone. Be blessed. Goodbye. Have a great one.